Jordan Poole, highly disappointed in Jordan Poole. When I'm watching him, I don't think he has, I think he was toying with the league to a point of kind of like disrespectful. Like, it's so sweet out here, like,
for real.
Like I can do what I want out here, you know what I'm saying? Like he
need to get back in the lab.
He need to get back in the lab and just get serious for a little bit. And he looks like he's having too much fun.
Last season, Jordan Poole made us believe he could be a true superstar if given the opportunity. And now that he has that opportunity in Washington, it looks so far that he's been just fooling us all along. I mean, Kyle Kuzma intercepts the skip pass here and then hands the ball over to Poole. With no one around them, Poole decided to be a bit fancy and served Kuzma with a nice alley-oop pass off the backboard. Now, at first glance, it looks like it's a nice highlight play. Except that when you zoom out and look at the score, the Wizards are actually down by 19 points when Poole pulled this stunt. And check this out. You can see here that Poole is wasting a lot of time by letting the ball roll out instead of trying to score, since they're down by 10 at this point. Now, I don't know if he's aware of it, or if he did this intentionally, but what's crazy here is that he was the one who actually got mad after realizing his own mistake. Before all of this, Jordan Poole gave us heart-stopping highlights with his sick handles, insane range, and incredible shot creation. So much so that people have been calling him the next Steph Curry. But turns out, he's not living up to that expectation as of this moment, because instead of becoming the next Steph Curry, Jordan Poole is slowly becoming the next Nick Young.
In by Gafford.
They have numbers. Jaren Jackson Jr. on the floor.
See if the Wizards can take care and take advantage.
Look how much enthusiasm the Lakers are playing with.
More from
I mean, before he got traded, Jordan Poole played a big role for the Warriors, especially during their recent championship run. They gave him the nickname Poole Party for a reason, because there was a time when he was on the same level as the Splash Brothers in terms of putting up points on the scoreboard. And speaking of which, we all know that the dude can light up a 30-piece on any given night, and even bump up to 40 whenever there's a baddie watching him play courtside.
When I was out, you know, players say, they always ask,
honey, see you looking at me, I'm ready to go in.
See, after winning the title in 2021, and getting that huge bag thereafter, the Jordan Poole that we originally knew of in the last couple of seasons has completely vanished. So what's going on with him right now? I mean, let's face the facts here real quick. Transitioning from being essentially a third wheel to a lead role is not that easy, and I think this is one of the reasons why Poole is struggling right now. But while this was a bit expected already, we didn't expect at all that he'd play this bad early in the season. Just to compare, he was averaging 20.4 points and 4.5 assists on 43% shooting from the field and 33.6% from three last season. And when you check out his performance in the last 16 games thus far, all of his numbers have dropped significantly, highlighted by his below 40% shooting from the field and his abysmal 28.6% shooting from downtown. And the only positive thing I'm seeing with Poole right now is that he got a better beard game compared to last season. But kidding aside, if I were the Wizards, this is not something that you would want after trading Bradley Beal and flipping Chris Paul later on. I mean, all they ever want out of Jordan Poole is that he be the microwave scorer that he once was. But if he's not playing any closer to that, then his overall value diminishes because he can't deliver the goods. And if you take a closer look at his game right now, his highlights, or should I say lowlights, are just full of a bunch of boneheaded plays that will make you scratch your head. I mean, the way he turns the ball is just so painful to watch so far this season. Like, in this play, Poole just bursts to go to his left, then suddenly loses his footing as Jaylen Brown swoops in. That turnover eventually led to a three-pointer on the other end, which pushed Boston's lead further by 34 points. Now, prior to that moment, here's Poole matched up with a much slower Al Horford. Instead of taking advantage of the mismatch though, he lost his footing and gave the ball up yet again with little resistance at all. And check out this one. So as soon as he receives the handoff, he just dives right in without reading the situation. and he just goes downhill without noticing that McBride pops out of nowhere to get the charge. As expected, Poole leads the Wizards in turnovers with almost 3 per game. And as you can see in this stat graphic right here, he's also the #1 guy on the team that leads in making bad passes, as well as lost ball turnovers. Well, aside from throwing away the ball, his questionable shot selection has also been a contributing factor to why he's playing at an all-time low right now. I mean, Poole is going to attack here coming from the baseline. Although Drew Holiday had already established his position and Kristaps Porzingis is waiting behind as an insurance policy in case he gets through, Poole still forces this one up and gets rejected in the process. Now, after he picked up the ball here after Luka turned it over, Poole pulled back instead of attacking Tim Hardaway Jr., despite having the numbers on the break, and he just settled with a long, low percentage 3, which he back-rimmed. In this pick and roll action, look at his decision here to go up for a tough floater at the elbow instead of blowing by the slower Mark Williams and attacking the rim or dishing a pocket pass to Gafford on the roll for an easier shot. And in this other dribble handoff setup, he turns the corner as he goes over the pick, but when he's about to take the floater, he passes the ball in the last minute, which leads to a turnover since Josh Green was already 1 step ahead of the play. The clips that you saw clearly mirror how bad Jordan Poole is playing right now. And apart from the eye test, the numbers also back it up that he's doing not any better. If you sort out all the players in the league right now using the value over replacement player metric, or VORP, you can find Jordan Poole's name at the bottom of the heap, tied at second to last along with Andrew Wiggins with a negative 0.6 rating. And this simply means that he's not any better on both ends than the players who sub in for him. And in terms of box plus minus, Poole once again ranks in the last place with a negative 7 rating, which means that the Wizards are losing around 7 every time they're sharing the court with him. Anyway, as I kept saying earlier, the Wizards brought him over for one reason alone, and that is his ability to get buckets and light up the scoreboard on any given night. But so far, across 15 games, he is not fulfilling his end of the bargain. And this is the main reason why Poole is under intense scrutiny right now. Anyway, there's another theory I have in mind as to why he's playing super bad right now, and that is what I personally call the just got paid syndrome. I mean, we've seen this time and time again. Whenever a player gets the bag or just signs a fat-ass contract, his game usually drops the following season. And one prime example of this was Julius Randle a couple of seasons ago. In Jordan Poole's case, he cashed in a 4-year, $120 million contract prior to the start of last season. And on top of this, he just won a championship with the Dubs in 2021. So I think, in Poole's mind, he's already got nothing left to prove, which is why he's not taking things seriously anymore. With this said, I really have no idea if he's really sabotaging himself on purpose just so he can be traded. But on the flip side, no other team in the NBA in their right mind would pick up someone like him because he's just a big mess right now. So I guess let's just wait and see how Poole will bounce back from this.